everybody, it's getting colder these days. I feel like something kind of a hot soup that just make me feel warm and cozy. What could be? Usually, annually around this time, traditional time from fall to winter, and I always make some bone broth. Korean style beef bone broth. In Korean, 사골국물. Only one ingredient if we don't count water. Just water and bones keep boiling until we get this really milky broth. These are beef leg bone, and these three packages 6 pounds, around 6 pounds, and it costs around $20. With $20, you will be surprised. We make a lot of bone broth, and you can eat it just for a long time. But there are some tips how to make we can get this all bone marrow and not to make it brown color. I always tell you, this is a simple, easy, fast recipe. But today is exceptional. This is a slow food. I know what you're going to ask. Maangchi, what about we can use a pressure cooker? Pressure cooker is the easy way to cook. Or slow cooker. I have a slow cooker, pressure cooker. It doesn't work. Bone broth is just a low heat for a long time. All this gorgeous bone marrow and good nutrients is coming out of the bones. First thing we have to do is remove some blood. So blood makes that kind of a little smelly, plus color is brown color. I'm going to soak this in cold water. So wash first and then just soak in cold water. Let's do. Let's wash this. Cold water. Soak this in cold water like this around 8 hours. But every 2 hours, I'm going to change the water. I'm using my 10-quart pot. We all wash this, remove the blood, but still there is some brownish stuff that we need to get rid of this. This is the way to make this, Korean style bone broth. So I'm going to add some water just until the bones are submerged. Just this amount. Let's boil. Over high heat. I'm going to boil this until very vigorously boiling. I boiled these bones for 20 minutes. After that, we have to wash this. Turn off. Okay, let's go. Now bones are clean, and then I'm going to wash this my pot. Clean pot, clean bones. All we have to do is just adding water. Let's heat it up. And now I'm going to cook over high heat until this water starts boiling. Then I'm going to turn down the heat. You see? Just start boiling right now. And let's turn down the heat to low heat. You guys can relax while this is boiling down around this is a half or 2/3. And then we gotta fill it up. More water. But don't get too comfortable. When I lived in Korea and my friends and we talk about, wow, I just burnt that all this my bone broth. They just, okay, it takes a long time and then I can do something else, house chore, and then meeting friends, talking over the phone. And then meanwhile, just they forget the time passing and then just boil down, and then just burnt. You have to be all the time, keep it in mind. Hi everybody! I gotta say hi everybody because time passed. One day already just passed. This is like a 3 days project. Making bone broth takes a long time. I always keep an eye on this. Like probably you guys have a question. Maangchi, what about when I go to bed? If you go to bed, turn off and sleep comfortably. But next day, you start cooking again. All we want is that just a white and milky broth. When the water is boiled down, add more water, fill it up, and then keep boiling over low heat. So come on. What do you think? Look at that. So milky broth. And inside all marrow is gone. So hollow. See? And still we can get more bone broth. I'm going to fill it up. So I'm going to cook over medium-high heat. I got nice white milky broth and also thick, like a sponge. Just, it's a little honeycomb, and that's like all nice good nutrients comes out. So I'm going to strain this. This is my 6.5 quart pot. I will just strain this here. Pour all the liquid out. Bones are on the bottom, and then something like a kind of slimy things. If you want to eat it, right? No problem. But I like to keep this only broth, bone broth, and this is on top kind of a yellow fat. I'm going to put this in my patio tonight, and then maybe several hours later, all this fat is going to be solidified. Then easily I can remove. Or you can just, after cooling down, keep in the refrigerator. Here you go. It looks like some butter, but this is totally fat. See? This all floating fat, we have to remove. This is around 24 cups. Freeze. Very good to freeze. And I'm going to drink this as it is. Of course, I have to reheat it. And also, I'm going to make a soup with this. Or sometimes you can use as any nutritious broth. This leftover, I'm reheating this and I'm going to eat for my dinner. And then I will just show you how I usually enjoy this bone broth. When I eat this bone broth as a meal, and rice and bone broth and chopped green onion and salt and ground black pepper and kimchi, that's all I need. But today, I'm going to make some side dishes, and I already made some salmon And then this is just the fish cake, stir-fried fish cake. Sesame oil, sesame seeds. 그리고 when the broth is hot, let's put some green onion and a little bit salt and just ground black pepper. Let me taste. So good. Okay, I'm going to put some rice here. Let's have some salmon. Nice, eh? Homemade fermented squid. This time I showed you how to make Korean style beef bone broth. In Korean, 사골국물 or 사골-yuksu. It took a long time, but it's worth it. You will find out when you make this. Enjoy my recipe. See you next time. Bye.